Hi guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, then I have some fun videos for you. You guys, today, do I have a story time for you? Okay. The inevitable ended up happening. I was indeed sold a fake bag by The Real Real. But first and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at Lelasophia Jewelry. I put up videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Okay, I swear we're just gonna jump right into it because clearly we have a story time today. I just have to say how gosh darn embarrassed I am because I want to, you know me, I always have some disclaimer, but I am a fine jewelry designer. I'm an independent, self-funded designer, okay? I always try incredibly hard to make sure that I am buying completely genuine, not just genuine, but really unique pieces. I just got a really cool vintage Judith Lieber. Oh, let's just show her. Exhibit A, this insane vintage Judith Lieber bag with a literal pocket watch on it. Like, come on, people. I'm always trying so hard to collect really cool, unique things, and I do not. Just letting everybody know, I don't judge anybody. This is not about me judging, but I do not condone the practice of making and creating replica bags, shoes, items, especially jewelry, obviously. That would, you know, crush my entire heart, but I do not condone replicas. And so just in case anybody's new watching this video, I just have to say that. And you know how much, if you know me, like this is why it's just so funny because, you know, like literally click on any video on my channel. And you already know how much I preach and I love the pre-loved market. I would say about 99% of the things that I own in my life are pre-loved or vintage or like really cool, unique, whatever thing. Sound a little bit more humble, girl. I do not sound humble at all. I'm so sorry. But just to put that disclaimer out there, I always try to look for really cool things. And never in my life that I know about now, because now I'm a little terrified to be honest, but never in my life have I ever knowingly, that's a good way to say it, purchased a fake designer bag until just a couple days ago when the reason why I said it was inevitable is just because of the sheer percentage of my items in general are pre-loved. So I guess something like this was bound to happen, although I really hoped not. Maybe one day down the road it would have been a piece of furniture. I don't know, but just a couple days ago, this all happened in like a very short little span of time, so this video is gonna be like a lot is happening. But to get into the story time, okay, we already know what bag it is. My beloved, which is the ironic part, my beloved Savette Symmetry Pochette. I showed that puppy off on my channel constantly. I had several videos about it. On my TikTok, it was like the highest viewed video I've ever released. I was like, oh, great. Of course, it's the one bag that people actually cared to hear me talk about. So embarrassing. So yeah, I'm trying to think of exactly when, like a month and a half ago. It also kind of got progressively worse. In between 2 months ago and a month ago, my clasp broke on the, what I now is in quotes, what I thought was my Savette Symmetry Pochette. The clasp broke and I said to myself, oh shoot, you know, like I've heard like rumblings of weird little things. I hadn't even heard of any quality issues until Cassie Thorpe bought her really gorgeous, yummy blue one, which was months after I bought mine. Again, I bought mine. It's so embarrassing. I like, how many times can I say embarrassing? Drink a sip of water every time in this video. I bought mine literally the last day, January 2024. So I received it the first week of February 2024. So from February to this entire summer, I've been wearing what I didn't realize was a fake bag, oh my gosh, that's a really long time. And I said to myself, oh, I wonder, like maybe there are some quality issues and I now need to renege. This is a big, important part of this video. I need to renege everything that I said in any video of mine or Instagram or something where I said, the class broke, like, I need to send it off to repairs. Is there a quality issue happening? I take it all back. There was a quality issue because the bag was fake. Okay? So I completely disregard if you have watched any of those videos or if you are going to watch any of those videos. Yeah, that was not an actual SAVETTE bag. So the clasp, I'm sure, is lovely and amazing on those bags. So cut to, long story very long, as I always do. Essentially, about, a couple weeks ago, this is maybe even like 3-ish weeks ago, I get an email back from SAVETTE. I emailed them. It took a few weeks for them to get back to me. I'm sure they're inundated with emails. They're doing so well. Again, like, props to them. They're so incredible. And they, essentially were like, yeah, sure, ship it over to us. That's all good. I did. This is actually probably an important part of the story that I didn't even realize might be important. But I, of course, let them know that it's from THEREALREAL, because again, I've worked in this industry for a really long time. I like clarity. I like being as truthful as possible. And so they were like, great, it'll be $50 to repair it. And I said, oh my gosh, ship it on out. Shipped it over to SAVETTE's headquarters or office or whatnot. And I was like, it's taking a little while to get a response. I hope everything's okay. I hope they received it. Yeah. I can't remember, but I think like something about 2 weeks in, aka just a couple days ago, I hear back that it literally, very kindly, by the way, by one of the amazing people who work for SAVETTE, very kindly and thoroughly explained to me that they did a very in-depth, thorough check of the bag and yeah, deemed it to not be a real one. And I got that email and I was like, okay, well, this is now again, to repeat my word, this has been now very embarrassing. I have been showing this thing off on all, like, I have made an entire career on now showing off these bags that I love and wear and the jewelry that I love and all of these things. And here I am, like, a year and a half into this little adorable second career that I've made for myself, and one of the bags is fake, which I always talk about that I'm like so against. Yeah, she went through it for like 2 seconds. It's not that serious. Don't worry. All I cared about from that moment on was, what is THEREALREAL going to do? Okay, how are they going to respond? What is this process about to be like? So let's get into it. Honestly, SAVETTE couldn't have been nicer, because I was afraid, like, I've heard stories of, like, I don't even know if this is true, so allegedly, like, if you take your bag to Hermes and it ends up being fake, they destroy it, and, like, I don't know. So I don't know how the, like, legal practices go, but they sent me the bag back because I was nervous that if I didn't have it, like, physically in my possession, that, like, I was making up stories in my brain. True Virgo, okay? I was making up stories. I was jumping to the worst conclusions. I was thinking, I'm not gonna get my money back. I'm gonna have to fight this, whatever, all these things. She jumped to a lot of conclusions, as I often tend to do. Meanwhile, literally sent the bag back to me. THEREALREAL, I screenshotted, again, very Virgo coded, I screenshotted all my emails from me and SAVETTE. I like put together my receipt and put together, I think I even maybe sent it, no, did I send a photo of the bag? But I sent all the receipts that I needed to, essentially, all the emails, everything I sent to THEREALREAL. I was so nervous because then I've seen people talk about, oh my God, it took weeks for me to hear back. I don't know if anybody's looking for a horror story, but like, I heard back, maybe it took like 12 hours for me to get the, we're looking into this case email. And then it took another 12 hour, maybe the whole thing, let's be fair, maybe the whole thing was a 36-hour, wait period. Lovely responses. Immediately issued me a refund, no questions asked, probably because I had put in so many emails that like showed proof of the brand actually telling me that they had the bag in their possession and it was a fake. And so like 2.5 seconds the next day, I got a full refund to my bank account. I was so nervous, like, oh my God, what if they only offer me a store credit and now I'm afraid to buy from them again? That would be really stupid and that would feel like entrapment. Just kidding, that's dramatic, but I was so nervous and the process was actually lovely. The thing that's so confusing to me is that we'll get into this in a second because I'm like, oh my God, like, do I really have to never buy from them again? Like, I don't know if I can do that. I really love THEREALREAL, but I think I've probably said this on my channel so many times, you guys can confirm with me down below, but for so many months and maybe even the last couple years, I felt really good about where The RealReal was at, like as a company and their authentication, you know, specifically, because for a while there, you know, they had a few alleged cases of a lot of fakes happening or people buying a lot and whatnot. And so my like positive penny attitude was like, you know, they're doing so well. And that's me going based off of me like going into the Soho store right around the corner from my old apartment, like constantly, maybe like multiple times a week sometimes, because they just had really great things. And so I was like, oh my God, there's so many people are buying things. They must be doing well. I was thinking, oh, they must have amped up their authentication department. Go them. They're doing an amazing job. Yada, 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 rah, rah, go The RealReal. I'm thinking, oh, they would never let a fake slip through, especially one that I'm like trying so hard to analyze and look at. And the bags that I bought from them have been the more rare bags. And so I'm like, why would anybody want to fake this anyway? Positive penny. I always, you know, sometimes my optimism gets the best of me sometimes. Here's what I think that there are two mistakes, one on The RealReal's part and one on my part, which I know this is not my fault, but you know, again, it's hard like not to blame yourself. But the first one I think is that when a bag is at like massive trending, you know, trending state, it has reached that peak of, whoa, we're getting a lot of these in right now because people are realizing it's trending, so they're wanting to sell them and they're selling in 2.5 seconds. When I bought my Savette, I'd say from like December 2023 to like April 2024, that was like the craziness of Savette. I remember when Tamara showed off hers on her channel, the entire, like most of the Savette website sold out, let alone the pre-loved market. And that is when I literally, everybody was texting me and DMing me being like, oh my God, Tamara just bought one, you need to buy one because they're all gonna sell out right now. And I was like, great. Okay, and that is what, like, I felt pressured kind of to buy one, which sounds so stupid, but that's how I felt. I was like, I'm never gonna be able to get one of these again. Savette's an amazing brand. They're always gonna, I mean, I don't know about always, but I hope that they're gonna continue forever and always to make new seasons and new bags and restock. I feel like they're doing an amazing job with this like massive new level of fame that they have reached. And so, first of all, kudos to Savette. But essentially my, you know, my thinking brain is telling me when a bag is like peak level trendiness, they need to amp up the authentication process or department or something, because clearly that is when things can slip through the cracks. When those puppies are selling in 2 seconds, I literally was looking at bags that were like, you know, got launched on The RealReal and then literally 3 minutes later are sold. Oh, I was like so proud of the color, of me finding that color, which thank God we have a really happy ending, guys. Just spoiler alert, okay? Because we're almost at the end. I found the perfect color. I was like, oh my God, this bag is meant to be. I'm paying a little bit under retail. We're all good. I tote that bag boy around New York City for months and months. You know, little did I know, had The RealReal amped up the authentication process, then I think that one could have been rejected a little bit sooner before I actually purchased it. But I'm not going to lie, I just like, I honestly have to give them credit, because I have seen videos of people talking. Of course, now that this happened, I was Googling away to see, you know, other people's stories. And maybe in past they haven't had the best practices, but I can tell you, I don't know if it was the amount of receipts that I have. I don't know if it was the brand itself deeming that it was a fake and then also getting it back in my possession. Like if that helped in some way, I don't know, but honestly, I had a great experience. And so I kind of think I will very cautiously continue to purchase from The RealReal. I will say, before I say the part that I think was kind of my fault, is that I just, you know, this is not against The RealReal, but I will say I'm very grateful. I know this, we're talking about Savette here, but you know I'm a lover and purchaser of the Row. A third of my collection, if not a little bit more, exactly a third of my collection is comprised of bags from the Row, is comprised of bags from the Row. And when I tell you, I was quite happy to hear that Fashion Files is starting to sell the Row. So just public service announcement, because for a really long time, the only options pre-love I had for the Row, because you know I want the weird and wonky bags, that not a lot of people have from past seasons, and I love to collect those because, you know, me from however many years ago either couldn't afford to collect them or didn't know how much I was going to be obsessed with them. So prior to that, The RealReal was really only the place selling the row, and of course Vestiaire Collective, you know, my OG, and eBay. And so now we have Fashionphile as well. And I'd love it, you know, actually, that's really silly of me. I have to check and see if Fashionphile is selling Savette. But as more of these really cool up-and-coming brands, not the Rose, not up-and-coming, but brands like Savette and Kate would be a really cool one. I gotta check on that if Fashionphile or some of the, like, what goes around comes around are selling the newer brands. You know, it's a great thing that now Fashionphile is doing that. So now I feel like I have another avenue to go down. And quite frankly, I have been buying more retail, and some, I don't know, I'm becoming a new person, because honestly for the last 10 years, all I've been buying is pre-loved, and just more and more pieces that I've been loving like this season have been coming out. And so occasionally I'll dibble dabble in the retail like a normal person, like most of these creators over here. But I like my weirdness, my little uniqueness, okay? So I'm probably not going to stop purchasing from The RealReal, to be really honest. You can weigh down in the comments. It's fine. Tear me up in the comments. That's totally fine. But I trust my gut when it comes to the row for sure. And bags like my Bottega Veneta bandana foulard bag, that's like a weird and wonky and wonderful random bag from Bottega that like nobody has. A small handful of people. Like, I'm so grateful that I have that. My doctor bag from the row, one of my prized possessions, okay? I think I'll stick to the weird and wonky bags that like hopefully nobody would fake or would even think of faking, especially vintage, because I've bought some really cool vintage bags from The RealReal. And here's where I think I made my mistake, because I haven't done as many deep dives in person. I hadn't, now I have, but I hadn't at the time, almost, you know, 9-ish months ago. Yeah, that's crazy. Last winter, I hadn't seen and I like inspected and really looked at and taken time with many of the Savette bags in person. In fact, I really had only seen a few, and I hadn't picked them up and felt them at Bergdorf's, because Bergdorf's was like their first, I mean, again, claps. Bergdorf's was like their first stockist. Can you imagine being that iconic? And so I saw them, but I didn't take time to feel them and pick them up. And so I feel like it was my bad, because I'm like over here thinking, oh, this is beautiful, when I didn't have anything to compare it to, if that makes sense. And so I have found myself doing that, where now I'm like, it's just so funny now. I'm usually so, like, I take so much time and so much energy and so much effort to like weigh, you know, what bag is gonna be my next one. And I still leave room for the magic, like my really cute little Judith Lieber one. Like, you guys know how much I ummed and awed about my silly, adorable little Porto Studio bag for months. Like, I take a lot of time. And so me being like genuinely trapped in a trend, and also not having experience with the brand, that I feel like I can take, you know, a little bit of fault for. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but essentially I had a great experience, and I'm very grateful that it seems like The RealReal has perhaps updated their policies and their practices, and I'm glad that I had all the receipts that I had, because first of all, like, I would just be so embarrassed. Oh my God, again, sorry to repeat that word again, but I just would have felt so silly if like the clasp never broke and I was out here toting that thing around. Could you imagine, God forbid? I mean, again, there are worse things in the world. This is fine, but like if somebody called me out and realized it was a fake, God forbid I go to some event someday and somebody from the team or something is like, this girl's out here toting around a fake bag saying that it's real. Like, I'm so grateful that the clasp broke on the fake one, because seriously, like I would have continued to wear it. I just wore it. Like I kind of prolonged sending it to Savette, because I was like, well, maybe there's something I need to wear it for in the meantime. I'm very grateful. Things happen exactly the way that they're meant to, that I believe. And so here's the, after my rambly, you know, sections, here's the real question. For like about a day, I really flip-flopped for 2 seconds. For 24 hours, I was like, give me my refund, I'm buying another right now. And then I kind of, for 24 hours after that, I was like, now I have like a weird taste in my mouth. Should I wait for the next collection? Should I see what's happening? And I literally thought to myself like, maybe this was meant to be, that I don't have this bag in my collection. And then I slept on it one more time and I was like, but you know what? The color mink suede literally had not been out in years, I think. I think what I was thinking my color mink suede was from a collection years ago by me going down a rabbit hole and looking at their Instagram, insert photo here. That is what I was assuming. Oh, the person who sold my bag probably just had it for years, realized it was trending, and then sold it through the RealReal. There is like a very slight possibility that that could have been the case, and it was just an older style that Savette didn't realize. But I trust the designer, so like that. I don't even want to say that. I don't even know why I just said that, but that did pop into my head. Like, oh, I don't know, but again, long story, very long. Sorry, very rambly. I get passionate about things. I get very rambly. I thought to myself, I like what I just said, like I have to listen to my own self. I loved wearing that bag and that color was so perfect for me. And it just so happens that two brand new colors that were like weird and wonky and beautiful, again, to repeat that for the 1000th time in this video, like they just released again, meaning mink was released again and chartreuse is the new one. Like, how meant to be is that? And I do have to give credit to myself for one small thing, because just 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, something like that, my mom and I went to Luisa Via Roma and I documented the whole thing. But what you didn't hear, because I didn't put sound on the video, so I talked about it afterwards in my vlog, what you didn't hear is me saying to my mom, oh my gosh, I think Savette like upgraded, the bags feel so good, the suede feels better, the clasp feels better. Like the one in chartreuse felt like, not saying that mine doesn't feel amazing, but the suede quality this season is like mind-blowingly insane. I swear the clasp feels a bit different. I swear there are things that feel different. I was picking up on something, hence my earlier point of I should have spent more time with the Savette bags, because I went in the store and I was like, oh, these feel so nice. Why are they so good? They feel like even better quality. I think that they've upgraded. And yeah, little did I know, they have always been amazing and I just had not a real one in my hand. So that's awkward. But I'm glad I at least had the wherewithal to be like, oh my gosh, something is different. Had I brought that, I probably could have figured it out by myself, and I probably would have even emailed Savette and be like, can you guys please make sure that this is a real one while you're fixing the clasp? So long story short, sorry, tangent there, but again, you know, little props to myself, because we can't rag on ourselves constantly. I was like, you know what, get the real one, get the real one. You loved wearing that bag. You will not regret buying it. And so, surprise, 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 we have an unboxing. I know I should probably like do a whole other video. Oh my gosh, the person who was helping me at Savette, again via email, but I didn't even get their name, so they were so kind, so thank you. If for some reason you're watching this, you are amazing at what you do. And again, my brother, we've worked in this industry for a long time. I've done a lot of customer service and you did a phenomenal job. Thank you. They were like, yeah, just make sure that, you know, you buy only through our stockists next time, because, you know, there's a lot of fakes out there. And so I know I should have bought it through the Savette website, but you know what? Your girl is apparently still cheap and your girl is apparently still very economical. And so we have a Net-a-Porter unboxing, okay, which at least I know is legit. There you go, all the proof. Obviously, I'm not showing you anything in there, my receipt or information or anything, but excuse all the tissue paper. Now I can finally throw this away and put my bag in the place that she needs to be in. Okay, we need to, I guess I just completely gave it away, so who even cares? But I was gonna say, guess the color. Did I pick chartreuse? Did I go crazy? I'm sorry, guys. I went complete lelasophia coated. Oh my god, and I can finally take the tag off. Welcome to the family for the first actual time, guys. My actual Savette Symmetry pochette. Yay, claps for me. I'm just kidding, but the second I opened this, and you know, I don't know why, but I hate it. This makes me cringe, but I could smell the leather from a mile away, and I said, we have been bamboozled. Okay, this is the real one. I can't believe that I missed all the signs, because she smells like leather. Again, I was thinking my old one was years old. She was thinking too positively. Again, we see how it gets me into trouble sometimes. This is perfect. and I now can finally take the tag off. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, this is clearly not like, you know, brand new unboxing because I was terrified and I wanted to make sure that I was like completely in love and just so happy with this. And so I took a day. I took a day with her, and I'm just obsessed. I'm so obsessed. The clasp is the obvious part. The leather smell, the suede feels like undeniably insanely beautiful, which I'm really sorry is hard for you guys to tell on camera. But the clasp is the real obvious part because I don't know how to, first of all, it's actually kind of difficult. I'm like, why am I not showing you guys? It's actually kind of difficult to open. It'll probably, you know, get a little bit more malleable. I don't know if anybody cares about this, but I'm gonna show it anyway. Let me see if I can actually show this. Right here, that little part on the clasp is different than the fake one. It's like almost a J hook, and the other one was just straight down. And so that tells me, like, even just pushing it in feels more secure, and so we're really going somewhere now, thank God. I hope you guys are happy that I have this back in my collection, / I have this for the first actual time in my collection. I hope I made the right choice. I hope you guys are happy with it. I will say, I was a bit scared for like a day when I ordered this that like, oh my God, the spring is gonna like release the most insane color that's perfect for me. And there were no browns in the spring. Little teaser photo that Amy Zurich, the designer, AKA Icon, that she posted. And so I was like, okay, whew, there are really beautiful colors and really cool things happening soon, but you know me, I'm boring and basic 90% of the time, and then we throw in weird and cool, fun, funky things in every once in a while. I'm very happy that I went with this bad boy. Chartreuse is really cool. It actually, like, similar family as my little gold kimono situation here, but I hope, I don't know. I hope you guys are okay with me buying like the same exact thing, but just the real one this time. I guess I'll show the inside and then love you and leave you guys. I now can finally take the stuffing out. She's mine, you're mine. I'm gonna take the tag off in 1 second. The inside, I will say, is kind of the harder part because I don't know. Now I feel really stupid. When I look at the video, now I was like, I just want this bag out of my possession as like ASAP, and so I didn't keep it long enough to receive this, which honestly was just a day, but I don't know, something about me was like, get this out of my house, I don't want this anymore, I don't want to be in possession of this, and I could have kept it, but I'll insert 2 videos right here because you can tell I think I can tell the difference much more easily now after seeing this one and feeling this one and having this one. And now she's just rambling. So essentially, let me know what you guys think. I think I was going off on a tangent and gonna ask if you guys would have preferred me to get the chartreuse, but weigh in down below. This has now become very chaotic and I'd love to hear all of your thoughts again for the 1000th time. I love you as always. I hope your faith in me hasn't broken. I hope I've remedied it by getting the real knowing that I really do want to buy in to these incredible, incredible brands. And so a mistake was made and I hope it's been remedied. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna leave you with a cute little photo or video of her in her new spot. Thank you guys so much and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.